Hey guys, Big Phil here and welcome back to another video. So Samsung just released their lineup of S23 smartphones and I was fortunate enough to spend so many hours with all these smartphones, the S23, the 23 Plus and the 23 Ultra. But in today's video, I want to concentrate on the S23 Plus because believe me guys, this smartphone is a great smartphone for most of you guys out there. Listen, this is a smartphone for the average consumer. Those who are looking for a great smartphone with all the features without spending too much money, the S23 Plus is the smartphone for you guys. The internet and YouTube is full with S23 Ultra, but believe me guys, the S23 Plus is the smartphone for you. And in today's video, I'm going to explain everything to y'all and tell you everything you need to know about the S23 Plus. So please stay tuned to the end. And if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button for a lot of good videos come up on Big Phil TV. Let's start by talking about the design of the S23 Plus, and it is the number one reason why I'm more interested in it. It has the same design as the S22 Plus of last year, which was a good smartphone. Even last year, the S22 Plus was my favorite smartphone of last year, and this year the S23 Plus is my favorite smartphone of this year. The design is very simple. It has a square shape. It has no curved edges, which is a great thing because I'm not a fan of curved display. I don't like it. I like flat edges, flat screen, flat panel. They look much better and they prevent accidental touches. So the S23 Plus is just a nice square phone which feels good in the hand. It has a good size at 6.6 inches. It is a great size for smartphone. It feels good in the hand. You don't feel any sharpness when you're holding it in your hand. So the design is great. The price is one good reason for you to buy the S23 Plus as compared to buying the S23 Ultra. The S23 Plus is $200 cheaper. It costs $1,000 while the S23 Ultra costs $1,200. It's a better price with lots of good features, a lot of good specs. And the build quality is excellent. It is made up of Gorilla Glass Victus 2, both front and back, with an aluminum frame. And the phone has an IP68 water and dust resistant, which is great. And it weighs just 196 grams, which is much lighter as compared to the S23 Ultra, which weighs up to 234 grams. So if you're looking for something that's much smaller, much lighter, the S23 Plus is a smartphone for you. The color options are still the same as that of last year. We still got the Phantom Black, Cream, Green, and Lavender. And on my opinion, the green is still the best color. The S23 Plus has a 6.6 inches of Dynamic AMOLED 2X screen with HDR10 Plus and 120Hz refresh rate, which makes, listen, navigating this phone feels like butter. It's so smooth. The resolution is only 1080p, but trust me guys, I had the S23 Ultra and the S23 Plus side by side, and it was hard for me to find a difference in terms of looking at the screen. That's because the S23 Plus has a good display. The display is amazing. The black is deep black. The display is very contrast, nice color. So it is a good phone in terms of display. The PPI density is 390 and it has an always on display. Another great feature of this smartphone is the battery. Samsung increased the battery to 4700 as compared to 4500 of the S22 Plus of last year. So this year has been increased up to 200 milliamps, which is going to help you to have an all-day usage of this smartphone. And you can charge the smartphone up to 45 watt wired charging, 10 watt wireless charging, and 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging. Another reason why I believe this smartphone is a great smartphone for you guys out there is because of the processor. It has the newest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 with Android 13 and Samsung One UI 5.1 on top of it. So that means the phone has the same power as the S23 Ultra, the same. And for the few hours I spent on this smartphone, I had no issue. I saw no lag. It was fast, the same as the S23 Ultra. The internal storage has also been improved as compared to the S22 Plus of last year. You now have 512 gig of internal storage with 8 gigabyte of RAM, and the other option is 256 gigabyte of internal storage with 8 gig of RAM. So there are two storage, and the fact that it has a 512 gigabyte of internal storage, to me that is great. There are three main cameras on the S23 Plus. There is a 50 megapixel with f1.8. There is a 10 megapixel with f2.4, which is telephoto, and there is 12 megapixel f2.2, which is ultra wide angle camera. Three main cameras. For videos, you could shoot up to 8K video at 24 or 30 frames per second, 4K video at 60 or 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30, 60 or 240 frames per second. So in terms of cameras, even though it doesn't have as much cameras as the S23 Ultra, but the three cameras on the S23 Plus are all very good. For the front camera, you have a 12 megapixel with f2.2, which is wide angle, and you can shoot up to 4K video at 30 or 60 frames per second, 1080p video at 30 frames per second. And finally, let's talk about all the other features that you will get if you buy the S23 Plus. The phone has an in-display fingerprint, it has Wi-Fi 6, it has Bluetooth 5.3, it has stereo speakers which are tuned by AKG, it has Samsung DeX, Samsung Pay, it has GPS, NFC, and USB Type-C 3.2. And that's everything you guys need to know about the S23 Plus. It is a great smartphone for every average consumers out there. It has a better battery, nice display. It is a good smartphone to hold in the hands. The size is good. The size is much smaller and much better. It has great cameras. Everything about the phone is great, and the price is great. So let me know down in the comment section, guys. Do you agree with everything I said in this video? Do you agree that the S23 Plus is a great smartphone for most of you guys out there? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button for a lot of good videos come up on Big Phil TV. Until then, see you into the next one. Peace.